Hi, hi. For today's song of the day, we're looking at Good Ass Intro by Chance the Rapper. This is the first track on his second mixtape. And his first mixtape, 10 Day, I think is really good. I think it brought him a lot of really well deserved hype. And it was definitely something that you could tell was like an accumulation of a musical aspirations and of a lot of work building up to that point, such that you almost wonder, like, once you release something like that and you've kind of spent every good idea you've had up until that point, where can you really go from there? So then he comes out with this mixtape Acid Rap, I think 2 years later. And something about the start of the song with this smooth, gorgeous intro, singing even better than I was the last time, baby. Ooh, 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 I'm good. It's just like, it's so smooth into your ears. It's so well produced, um, that not only are you being told straight up, even better than it was the last time? But you're hearing it in just the tier of production. You realize that, like, every single thing on this album or on this mixtape might have just been leveled up from the previous one. Suddenly, your mind just flips from the skepticism, perhaps, of could he possibly top this amazing debut, to, oh my god, it's actually going to be even better than it was the last time. There's something really beautiful about that, and Chance's music to me is always just so celebratory. He's the rapper who most seems to understand just how wonderful and blessed it is to be able to express yourself creatively at this level, to be a rapper. Um, and when he's saying, like, we back and we back and we back and we back and we back, like, you can hear such joy from him, knowing that this is part of what he knows to be such a fantastic product. I was reading this before I started the video, that this is the song that took longest to finish and won the most input because he saw it as the thesis of the album. And that's actually what I was going to talk about in this video too, that I really see this as a thesis of him summarizing everything he kind of wants to do on this mixtape, everything that he is as a rapper, everything kind of unique about him, every kind of skill and talent he's honed. So let's break it down a little bit. I like this opening line of the verse. Rap just made me anxious, and acid made me crazy, because it's like, you think of acid rap being the mixtape title, and that's one that has like a lot of weight to it, I guess. And that if you like really tried to like think about what that would be, rap fueled by LSD or something, that's kind of a lofty thing to live up to. So I think by like acknowledging the title really quickly and doing it in kind of like a reverent kind of toss away way, acid made me crazy. It really sets the stage very nicely for the idea that the whole mixtape is going to be like fueled by it, is going to be in this mode, but it's not necessarily excuse me, it's not necessarily going to be like overly done, overly dramatic. It's not going to be crazy in itself, because right away, he's telling you that it made him crazy, if you know what I mean. That because he's recognizing his craziness, it's not actually going to be that crazy. It's just going to be like crazy good. It's kind of like a reverse catch 22 in some way. Um, it's like the classic catch 22. You would be insane to fly these missions. So if you're protesting that you don't want to fly the missions because you're insane, that actually makes you sane because you're trying to get out of flying the missions, but therefore because you're sane, you can fly the missions. That's the canonical catch 22, which does of course relate directly to the idea of insanity. But here, like I say, it does seem to be kind of like a reverse. This is like maybe the most reassuringly sane thing he could say at this point, and yet he just goes crazy, right? Like this verse, I don't even know where to start with all the wordplay, all of the density of references, both to pop culture, to things in his life. As kind of a hater of this era of Childish Gambino's rap career, this line kind of bothers me, but I think the fact that he refers to him as his character on Community is quite funny. Um, by the end, he's talking about a good ass job, which of course is a shout out to Kanye, who kept calling albums in production good ass job. Um, and good ass intro, I'm sure, kind of relates back to that too. So he wears his Kanye allegiance on his sleeve and has the Kanye confidence in his heart to start a mixtape with even better than I was the last time. Um, and then more and more, if here this is kind of like the masterful verse where he's just like completely flexing on you with how good a rapper he is. By the end of this, you really realize just how crazy and unique he is as a rapper too. Like here, most of the mind blowingness I think comes from the meaning of what is being said, but the sound of what's being said really starts coming out here. Again, it's much better to just experience it yourself than to have me kind of break down the assonance and consonants and stuff. You'll just hear it. You'll hear it immediately, even if you don't really even process what is being said on a word by word level or what it means. Even if you don't get all the references and such, just the joy you hear as he says all of these syllables, just from the pure sound of the syllables themselves, is infectious. But there are some really great lines. Again, call me Chancellor the Rapper. Please say the rapper. It's like very thesis-like that he's kind of getting out in front of these things that are a little bit weird about him, maybe that people might be wondering about. Like, why is he called Chance the Rapper? Isn't that a dumb name? Isn't the rapper implied? But then he mentions, please say the rapper. It's a magical word. And there's, of course, a lot of kind of double meaning here with please being the magic word and then please say cadabra, which, of course, is another magic word. But I think he's also trying to say that being a rapper is sort of a magical word for him. That because he is Chance the Rapper, he can live this life and do all of this stuff and make a track like this. There's a line up here too, where he's talking about how squares just made me looser, those being, of course, the acid tablets, the tabs, I mean, small squares of paper, and the wax just made me lazy, that of course being super concentrated cannabis. But and I still made this song, and I'm gonna make another. That even despite all of this, what he wants us to remember is that he makes this song, right? That he still was able to create this. That's what he's making like the focal point of this kind of like mental health argument, you know? So very clearly there's a great joy that comes from him in being a rapper. And then the outro too is just classic Chance. Nobody's gonna be out here saying na 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 so many times. Besides Chance the Rapper. And again, just the production, the number of layering voices and this great swelling gospel feeling. I don't know, man. This is one of the strongest intros I've ever heard for a musical project. Um, it's something that I think is so uniquely positioned to be in your sophomore project. Um, to be able to say, even better than I was the last time. Like, the further you go into your career, the less the last time really means because people are comparing you now to your entire body of work before. Which is a rough deal for artists. In all honesty, it's kind of a pattern that leads to disappointment often, I think. But here, in this moment, in this precise moment, there's an opportunity for such a glorious rebirth, for such an amazing, mind-blowing improvement from the only thing they've known you from before. Um, even better than I was the last time, baby. I can't get over it. It's like it's just so wonderful. So yeah, this is a great mixtape in general. I think Coloring Book is even better. I really cannot wait to see what he comes out with next. We're due. We're due for another project. Is this actually coming out? Okay. All right, we'll see. Anyways, yeah, that's a good one. Bye.